Welcome everyone to another intriguing episode of our series. Today we're embarking on a fascinating journey exploring the biblical perspectives on the end of the world, a topic shrouded in mystery yet profoundly significant. We'd like to express our deep gratitude to our sponsor, Velocity Network. Their unwavering support and exceptional services enable us to bring such compelling content your way. Without further ado, let's dive into the deep, uncharted waters of biblical prophecies. The first step toward the world's end, according to the Bible, is an event called the rapture. This is not a grand spectacle of destruction, but rather a divine act of salvation. Picture this. One moment, people are living their everyday lives, and the next, millions of Christians are suddenly gone, taken up to heaven by God Himself. This event is referred to in 1 Thessalonians 4:16-17, where it says that the Lord Himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trumpet of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. It's an event of unparalleled magnitude, a divine intervention that sets the stage for what comes next. So with the believers taken away, what becomes of the earth? Let's find out. Following the rapture, the world enters a period known as the tribulation. This is a time of severe trials and tribulations lasting a challenging 7 years. It's during this time that a figure known as the Antichrist rises to power, bringing with him a reign of deception and turmoil. Let's break it down. The tribulation is divided into 2 parts, each lasting 3.5 years. The first half sees the Antichrist consolidating his power, sowing seeds of chaos and deception. He'll be charismatic, persuasive, and seemingly bring peace and unity. But don't be fooled. His true intention is far from peaceful. Then comes the second half, often referred to as the Great Tribulation. This is when things really start to spiral. The Antichrist's true nature is revealed, and the world plunges into an unprecedented time of suffering and devastation, far worse than the first half. Throughout this period, references from the book of Revelation paint a vivid picture of the events that unfold. Cataclysmic natural disasters, wars, famine, and disease are just a few of the hardships humanity will face during this time. The world as we know it will be unrecognizable, but remember, all of this is part of a grand plan, a divine narrative that's been foretold in the sacred texts. It's a test of faith, a call to resilience, and ultimately a path to redemption. As the tribulation ends, the world prepares for the final act. The climax of this prophetic saga is the second coming of Christ and the final judgment. According to the Bible, this is the event that will mark the end of the Antichrist's reign. Jesus Christ will return in all His glory, descending from the heavens to defeat the Antichrist, the false prophet, and their followers, establishing a new kingdom on earth. This second coming of Christ is vividly described in the book of Revelation. Here, Christ is portrayed as a warrior king, riding on a white horse, leading the armies of heaven. He will strike down the nations and rule them with an iron rod. This is not the gentle shepherd we're used to, but a righteous judge and a triumphant king, putting an end to evil and establishing His reign of peace and justice. But the story doesn't end there. The Bible goes on to tell us about the final judgment. All souls, both living and dead, will be judged. Every deed, every word, and every thought will be brought into the light. Those whose names are not found in the book of life will face eternal separation from God. But those who have accepted Christ, who have their names written in the book of life, will join Him in His kingdom, living eternally in peace and joy. And thus, according to the Bible, the world as we know it ends. Today, we've traversed the biblical narrative of the end of the world. We've delved into the rapture, navigated the tumultuous waters of the tribulation, and stood witness to the second coming and the final judgment. These interpretations of biblical texts, as we've discussed, can vary among scholars. It's a fascinating journey through prophecy and belief. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and remember, our sponsor Velocity Network is here to keep you connected during your exploration of knowledge. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.